Welcome to another edition of Sci-Fi Journal presented by the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. I'm Marc Morisseau. Also hosting the show today are Jay Kingston.
Hey!
Hey, there you are.
About
and also during
time.
the show, we'll be seeing James Hinsey, and Calvin Watts III might show up as well. Wouldn't that be cool?
No.
It would be, yeah, because he's an awesome guy.
I said no.
Okay, well, forget it then. He'll show up anyway. And we are starting this is September show.
Yes, which is starting
Our 18th year of doing this.
the big 18.
Yep. Who'd have thought?
So we're legal now, folks.
That's what happens when you can't get canceled. You know, they just let you do whatever you want.
That's
Okay.
right.
And as always, we had a lot of good stuff on this show this month.
A lot.
Some awesome stuff. And we begin, as always, talking about the wonderful world of movies and something we like to call popcorn previews. Take it away, Jay.
First one is a really mind-blowing film. This is one of those films that makes you go, because it gets into the questions of life, death, destiny. You know, are we destined for our futures, or are we destined to make the same mistakes over and over again?
Okay.
Are we reincarnated? Do we live finite lives? That sort of thing. This movie stars Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, Susan Sarandon, Hugo Weaving, and Hugh Grant. And basically, that's the gist of it. Are we going to repeat things over and over again, or is it destiny, or whatever? But this one opens October of 2012. Let's take a look.
Friday the 15th, we made sail with the morning tide. I had been quarantined to a storeroom away from the other passengers and crew. All I want to do now is return home.
My dear Sixsmith, I am in desperate need of your help. I got hooked on a journal written in 1849 by a dying lawyer during a voyage from a Pacific isle to San Francisco. Half the book is missing. It's completely killing me. A half-finished book is, after all, a half-finished love affair.
What are you reading?
Old letters.
Why do you keep reading them?
I don't know. Just trying to understand why we keep making the same mistakes over and over.
Our lives and our choices, each encounter,
Louis Sauret, Spyglass Magazine.
right, suggests a new potential direction.
That's it. The music from my dream.
I call it the Cloud Atlas Sextet.
At home.
Movements I wrote imagining us meeting again and again in different lives, in different ages.
What are you doing in here?
We cross and recross our old tracks like figure skaters. The love of my life. What had happened to her?
I can't explain it. But I knew when I opened that door.
I heard it in a dream. I was in a nightmarish cafe. Blaring bright lights. Underground and no way out. And the waitresses, they all had the same face.
Welcome to Pop Songs.
No reason to hide. I know you are Sonmi 451.
Yesterday, my life was headed in one direction. Today, it is headed in another. You ever think the universe was against you?
But
Where's our money?
The law says.
Law!
Fear, belief, love. Phenomena that determine the course of our lives. These forces begin long before we are born and continue after we perish.
Our lives are not our own. We are bound to others, past and present. And by each crime and every kindness, we birth our future.
I have begun to fear I may never hold my beloved Tilda in my arms again.
The problem you create is a political one.
Yesterday, I believed I would never have done what I did today. I feel like something important has happened to me. Is this possible? I just met her, and yet I have fallen in love with Louisa Ray.
Saving me twice, baby.
You fall, I'll catch you.
There is a natural order to this world, and those who try to upend it do not fare well.
I believe there is another world waiting for us, Sixsmith. A better world. And I'll be waiting for you there.
And I think that looks like a real mind blower of a film.
Yep, I got a temporal headache just thinking about it.
Next is a fun film. This is a CGI animated film called Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, blah, blah.
I do not go blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it stars the voice talents of Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg, and David Spade.
Oh, the whole Saturday Night Live bunch.
A lot of the old Saturday Night Live bunch. There's some other people in it too that I haven't mentioned. It's pretty much an all-star voice cast.
Right.
But it's basically the story of what do monsters do when they want to get away from humankind and they want to just be themselves? Well, the answer is they go to the Hotel Transylvania, just where they can let their hair down and be themselves until one day some human travelers come across the hotel.
Oops.
And they have to accommodate the guests. And of course the comedy is based around that. So let's take a look at that footage.
For centuries, I've lived in the shadows. But there is one place We have an urgent plumbing issue.
Plumbing?
There is a clogged toilet in room 348.
It's okay, we all get stomach aches, Mr. Bigfoot. Welcome to Hotel Transylvania. Do not disturb.
Do not disturb. Do not disturb.
Human free since 1898.
I love this guy.
Hello? A human. What is this place? It's just a normal hotel, nothing going on here.
What's happening?
I will be sorry, it's my mistake. What is wrong with you people?
Hotel Transylvania.
So much for do not disturb.
I'm looking forward to that. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yep, should be.
Should be. Next we have Life of Pi.
I love pie. Rhubarb
Not that kind of pie. No.
Chocolate cream, pumpkin.
Excuse me, folks.
Thank you.
Anyway, this one stars.
Wait, you missed the one. Much better now. Go ahead.
Or we could do the Star Trek reaction. Okay. Anyway, Life of Pi stars
18 years, you know.
Suraj Sharma and Gerard P in the Bottle Depardieu. And
that's an old joke.
Yeah, I know. So is Gerard Depardieu.
I know.
It's a fantasy based around a young man who survives a terrible shipwreck at sea, only to find that he's sharing a lifeboat with a vicious man-eating tiger.
Uh-oh.
He has to make friends with the tiger, and from that point on, they share a marvelous adventure, at least according to the write-up that they give it and the previews. It's kind of a realistic fantasy film. So it looks interesting.
All right.
And I think it's going to be pretty good. So let's take a look anyway. Last but not least, we have a retelling again of another classic tale. This is Oz, the Great and Powerful, and this stars James Franco as the man who will be the wizard.
Oh, all right.
Okay. It also stars Mila Kunis, who was in That 70s Show.
Yeah, she's turned into quite a heartthrob for a lot of guys.
Yes, she has.
Yep.
And one of my favorites, Rachel Weisz.
Oh, hello. Yep.
Oh, yeah, Rachel Weisz. It's a new take on the origin of the Wizard of Oz, starting off with James Franco as a carnival magician who is less than scrupulous. And of course, he gets carried away to the wonderful world of Oz and is thrown into all of the intrigue and happenings around that wonderful imaginary kingdom.
And I do believe it has flying monkeys.
It does have flying monkeys.
And not out of your butt. They're real flying monkeys.
I asked you not to talk about that on air.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
One time. One time.
I know. Here, pull my finger. Yeah.
Let's take a look at that footage, shall we?
Step this way. See the most wondrous sights imaginable.
Kansas is full of good men. I don't want to be a good man. I want to be a great one.
You're gonna need this!
Am I dreaming?
You're in Oz. Are you the great man we've been waiting for?
But that looks interesting.
It does look interesting.
It does.
It really does.
All right.
So that's it for our popcorn previews for the month of September.
September.
You got it.
Yep, okay. Now,
So
you had a
schlep
chance to
yourself in.
interview a very wonderful young lady.
I sure did.
By the name of Susan Soares.
I sure did.
Because she's promoting Rhode Island Comic Con, which is coming up in November. Right? So
Absolutely.
let's take a look at that interview.
Well, Sci-Fi Journal is always pleased to give you information about local events and happenings that are coming up, especially here in the Rhode Island area. And this November, we have something really great that's about to happen here in the state for the first time. It's the Rhode Island Comic Con, and here to speak to me about it is Susan Soares. Susan, welcome.
Hi, Jay.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Now, what can we expect at Rhode Island Comic Con this year?
Well, first of all, Rhode Island Comic Con, this is its first year ever in Rhode Island. We have a multitude of guests planned. We have events. We have signings and autographs, and it's an amazing event that's going to take place over the course of 2 days, and it's going to encompass not only comics, but media and gaming, anime. It's just an amazing event that's going to be taking place.
Okay, and where exactly is it being held?
It is at the Rhode Island Convention Center.
Oh, so it's going to be a big venue.
It's pretty much going to be a big, one of the exhibit halls leading right into the breezeway that leads to the dunk. It's going to be right there in Exhibit Hall A.
Okay.
And so we're going to have a multitude of space. I don't know what the square footage is, but it's huge. It's getting even bigger. And then we're also branching out into some panel rooms that are going to be on the top floor.
Excellent, excellent. Now, who are we going to see there as far as guests?
Okay, well, our biggest thing, there's two big things that we're planning. One is the first New England or Northeast reunion of the original cast of Battlestar Galactica.
Awesome. And that'll be Dirk Benedict?
Dirk Benedict. We have
Richard Hatch.
Richard Hatch. We have Anne Hathaway.
Oh, Anne Hathaway.
Anne Lockhart. I'm sorry.
Anne Lockhart. I was going to say Anne Hathaway.
Anne Lockhart. It's amazing. Lorette Spang.
Oh,
Gonna
wow.
Be here.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to have events tailored specifically to them. So it's going to be like we're going to have a huge panel on Sunday with just the Battlestar Galactica cast.
Q&A type thing. Yep.
And we're also, some of our ticket prices are based on VIPs that are going to get the opportunity to have a cast photo signed by everybody, a photo shoot with the cast. It's going to be an exciting thing because it's the first time they're coming, all of them, on the East Coast.
Oh, that's
as
great.
As a reunion.
That is fabulous.
And then the other thing that I'm personally excited about is we have Billy West coming. And
Billy West, the voice actor.
Of Ren and Stimpy. And he also does Futurama.
Fry.
Yep. And so we're excited about having him here with us. He doesn't do many shows, so it's exciting to have him.
That's
here.
Great.
And then we have a whole bunch of other guests coming from all the way from Star Trek to Chewbacca, of course, who is a fan favorite at every show you go to. No matter how many times he appears, everyone has a big long line to see Chewbacca.
Is that the actor, Peter Mayhew?
Peter Mayhew.
Oh,
yep.
Wow.
Absolutely. And then we actually have some wrestlers coming, too, from WWE.
Oh, okay.
So it's very exciting to have that many guests and hitting that much, many genres in one spot.
Absolutely.
And then we have over 100 artists and creators in our artist alley.
Okay.
Scheduled.
So just who are some of the more recognizable names in the artists area that will?
Paul Ryan is going to be there. Bob Almond is going to be there. Jim McLeod is going to be there. So we have quite a few big names. We're also working on a big name. We're still in negotiations for a comic book artist of a bigger name, other than just Artist Alley too. So that's exciting.
And is Bob Eggleton also going to be there?
Yes.
Okay, that's
There's
great.
There's over 100, so.
Oh, that's great. That is really fabulous.
And then we have a lot of local artists that are going to be there, local to the Rhode Island area.
Okay.
Because they're so excited to be at their first Comic Con.
And let's see, this is November 3rd and 4th.
November 3rd and 4th. It's going to run from 10 to 7 on Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday.
Did I also hear that Gil Gerard was supposed to be
Gil Gerard is going to be here, Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
We have, like I said, we have Nicholas Brendan from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yep.
We have Herb Jefferson, Boomer.
Yeah.
Which is another popular
Battlestar
Galactica person. We have Terry Carter. We have Felix Sela, who is from Buck Rogers.
Yep. Played Twiki, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And Cousin It, he also played. So he has a number of credits. And we actually have the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld coming.
Wow.
So we really are bringing in the guests that we believe the folks want to see.
Oh, I think you are. I think that's great. It sounds to me like it's going to be an overflow crowd.
We hope so. We're expecting a crowd of hopefully 2,000 or more over the course of the weekend.
Great. Now, while we can't discuss how much the actual ticket price is because of regulations about public access, we can tell you that you can find out information at www.ricomiccon.com. RIComiccon, all one word, .com. And that'll have ticket information. It'll have information on how to get to and from the convention center. It'll have information on what the hours are, a complete list of the guests that are all up to the minute, correct?
Absolutely.
And it'll give you just a general feel of what to be expecting once you're at the convention and what to do to have the best possible time while you're there.
And Rhode Island Comic Con is on Facebook as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Susan.
Thank
Sounds
you,
like
Jay.
it's going to be a blast.
It is going to be a blast. Very excited.
Oh, great. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Jay. I have to put on my reporter voice for this one.
Well, thank you.
Well,
Let's
thank
do that.
you. All right.
Okay, great.
Okay, here we go. Sci-fi reality shows. Do you like them or do you hate them?
Sci-fi reality shows, well,
Yeah.
it depends on the show.
Okay, well, there's a couple of them coming up. There's one that just started in August called Collection Intervention. It started on Tuesday, August 14th at 10 p.m., and it follows Elise LeRae, who was the former head of the collectibles department at Christie's. And what she does is she goes into people's homes that are inundated with all these different collections of toys that are pretty much taking over their house. And she helps them with their finances and stuff, so she gets to, they get to pare down their collections, they sell some of them because they might be in dire financial straits, and she just helps them with those situations.
That's a show that I'm going to like and hate at the same time.
Right.
I'm going to like it because I'm going to be seeing all the cool stuff that these guys have.
Right, yep.
And I'm going to hate it because I won't be able to buy any of it.
Yeah, there's one guy, like his house is completely taken over with Star Wars. Every single room in his house is Star Wars, and his wife is going crazy. So she helps these couples and individuals to work with that stuff. So that's one of them. And then season 3 of Face Off started.
I love that show.
Yep, started.
I love that show.
That started August 21st at 9 p.m. 11 new contestants, and this is a show. It's all makeup artists, and they have an elimination contest. In every episode, they have to do special makeup techniques. They get a certain scenario that they have to do.
Yep, underwater creatures.
Right.
Outer space aliens.
Yeah, they do horror makeup.
Monster
yeah,
makeup.
whole bunch of stuff.
My favorite one that they did this past season was they had to do a Tim Burton-esque
Right.
style makeup.
Yep.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, and then there's a panel of 3 judges who are all big makeup artists in their own industry, and they judge who stays, who goes. And the winner gets $100,000 and a new car, and they get to console on other makeup jobs. So
Yep.
cool stuff.
They
Okay?
get a contract. And
Yep. All right. Now we have some news about Joss Whedon. He's been he's been picked to as the director for Avengers 2.
Yep.
Okay, so they've already got him to the second Avengers, and he's also going to be developing a Marvel TV series for Disney, because now Disney owns Marvel.
Right.
Which
right.
might be good news, bad news. We haven't determined yet.
Yeah.
But they've got him to direct the next Avengers, and he's also going to be doing that TV show.
Have they given any kind of
No,
idea?
no indication as to what he's going to be doing.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's animated or live action. I would hope it would be live action.
I hope it's live action. I hope it's an anthology where they cover different superheroes every episode.
That would be cool.
You know?
Yep. So I can get my Ant-Man in there.
Get your Ant-Man in there.
And we can get S.H.I.E.L.D. in there.
Henry Pym.
Henry Pym.
See?
You
I'm a
remembered.
geek.
You're good for something.
So,
all right, there we go.
absolutely.
Supernatural was returning to the CW.
Who cares?
If you follow that. Well, season 8 premieres on Wednesday, October 3rd at 9 p.m. on the CW. Stars Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles. And they've announced that they've agreed to return for seasons 9 and 10 if the show is popular enough and it goes that far.
But see, I mean, I know there are diehard fans out there who are going to hate me for saying that I don't like the show, but to me, it's just a Buffy wannabe.
I hate you for saying that about the show. Yeah, but I understand. I've only followed, I followed maybe the first 3 seasons.
Okay.
And then I just lost interest. Because,
yeah, it got to be, well, obviously it's Monster of the Week because that's the premise of the show. But
right.
Still, you know, it got too controversial.
Both of them have died and gone to hell. Both of them have been resurrected, one by an angel, by an archangel, and so forth. So it's one of those things, it's almost like the Stargate series. If you haven't followed it from the beginning, it's very difficult to know what's going on. But I guess it's popular enough that they've got a full season 8, and it might stretch on to 9 and 10. But Stargate ran for 10 seasons.
Stargate ran for 10 seasons, but...
and that was Planet of the Week as well, so that was good.
Yeah.
And then we've got this new series, Revolution, which is going to be starring on NBC Monday nights at 10 p.m. J.J. Abrams' new series inspired by S.M. Sterling's Emberverse book series. Okay. Otherwise ripped off from the Emberverse book series. So supposedly people create this device that turns off electricity permanently around the world. All electrical devices
It's like a
get
constantly
shut off.
running EMP device or something.
And teenagers are jumping out of buildings because they can't tweet. It's awful. Which is what they would do, you know? No video games. Oh, no. Imagine Calvin if there was no electricity. He'd be hooking up like a bicycle wheel or a bunch of hamsters and all that stuff.
I'm imagining it. Oh, and it's not a pretty picture.
It's not a pretty sight.
Okay.
No, not a pretty sight. So I'm curious as to how it's going to progress, how how they're going to explain all of this.
I don't know. I'm just trying to imagine what it would be like if Madison couldn't sit there and text Ian while he's on the camera
That's
over
true.
here.
Madison
and back and forth.
being my daughter, who's in the audience today.
And who's beautiful.
Wave Madison. Yeah,
and
she is.
talented.
Yes, she is.
And my son, who is talented.
Who's also beautiful and
He's,
talented.
Oh, I wouldn't say beautiful.
Okay, handsome.
Well, let's not.
Okay, not as ugly as his older brother.
Not as ugly.
Okay.
Not as ugly as his old man. So.
All right. But anyways, we digress all the time.
We do.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say
right.
that the series looks very interesting.
Yes, it does.
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it's gonna last more than one season.
No.
I really don't. I don't think the premise is going to stay there that long, but I hope I'm wrong because it does look interesting.
Right.
So there's a lot of promise for different adventures and stuff.
Okay, good. So we'll see. Once Upon a Time is adding new characters. That TV show on ABC.
Yep.
About the fairy tale characters. Now this is interesting. Look at this. ABC's hit show is adding a new list of characters for season 2, including, you ready for this? Captain Hook, Sleeping Beauty, and a host of others, including Sir Lancelot, Mulan, Jack, either as in Jack the Beanstalk or Jack of all trades, Aladdin, Jafar, and Ariel. Now, that's not Once Upon a Time. That's Disney on Ice.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It really is. The show owned by Disney?
It's owned by Disney. Well, they own ABC, so Disney owns ABC.
There you go.
And to make things even more interesting, let's see what we've got. How these characters will fit into the storyline has not yet been revealed. It was also disclosed by Disney that Emma Swan, the girl who plays the sheriff in the show, her car is not your ordinary Volkswagen. Guess what it is? Herbie the Love Bug.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Unfortunately, can I get a da-da-da? Just a groan is sufficient. So we'll see. Once Upon a Time returns Sunday nights, September 30th, 2012.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Grimm has come back to NBC.
Yes.
Sorry, it premiered on a Monday. Yeah, I know. I got some of that. It premiered on a Monday, but they're moving it to the Friday night 9 p.m. death slot. So we'll see what happens with that
I think
show.
it's going to make it, though.
I like it.
I hope it's going to make it.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. I'm not going after the little debacle that I had with what's the show there, the James Cameron movie that made billions upon billions.
Avatar.
After Avatar.
Right.
After my prediction for that, I'm not going out on a limb anymore.
No more predictions, but we'll see what happens.
No more predictions.
Okay. And then finally, Sci-Fi Channel has canceled Sanctuary, which ran with Amanda Tapping.
Yep.
Okay. The last episode ran in December of last year. That was season 4. They were thinking about season 5, but Sci-Fi decided to cancel it instead.
Okay.
So no more Sanctuary. I followed that show. I liked it. It was good. Nice little diversion.
Yep.
Okay. And that's it. That's all I have this month for Toob News.
Hey, all right.
Hey.
So since we're talking about...
What are you doing here? You haven't been here the whole show.
I apparated into the show.
We transported them into the show. Okay.
Yeah. Since we were talking like conventions,
right.
I got a list of stuff for anime conventions coming up. Right now, for the end of August, is Anime, which is up in South Portland, Maine.
Right. Which is going to be over by the
just
time
a
we
weekend,
see
I
this.
know.
Yep.
But then coming up in just a weekend after that, in Woodstock, Connecticut, is Camp Anime. So you ever thought about, this is summer,
if
you're supposed to go to camp during summer?
If you weren't careful with
anime
those letters,
and
dude.
camping, right?
Yeah.
So here it is, a 3-day event in Woodstock Valley, Connecticut, Camp Anime. They got the whole place there. You can have outdoor activities. They also have like 14 indoor conference rooms, so they're gonna have lots of programming and stuff happening inside, dance and panels, workshops, and lots of anime fun. And this whole thing too with camp and conventions and fandom, the Harry Potter universe also has a camp.
I was going to say, it doesn't seem like people dressed in fuzzy costumes and campfires just don't mix. You know? Got another one!
We're not.
Just hold still, I can't put you out.
Oh, I didn't know this costume was flammable.
I know. That's something that, we'll have to see what happens when they wear the robes. But in October of 2013, in Texas, will be Camp 9 3/4.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, right. And it's up to like 500 people for this camp. It's a big place out in Texas, and it's relatively close between Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. So from any of those 4 major cities, you can get to this place in Texas, Marble Falls,
now I have to
Texas.
ask, are you planning on attending any of these? The Woodstock one, maybe?
Probably not.
No.
I can only afford a couple conventions a year, and so I've already
I'm just
planned.
asking because, I know you're a huge Harry Potter fan, so I was just wondering.
I know. Well, I am in part of the group, the Facebook group, so I'm keeping tabs of everything that's going on, so I know what's going on. And helping along. I even made up a camp song it's the fast food song that I've heard at this camps that my daughter's been to.
Right.
And I've rewritten it for my fraternity at one time, and now I just rewrote it again for the Harry Potter universe.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
So, we'll have to see if they can, I posted it on there so they can sing it. And then, you can't have camp without camp songs.
That's true.
Right.
Or s'mores for that matter.
Right. So, Camp Anime, Camp 9 3/4. Maybe there'll be Star Wars celebration at a camp or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Who knows?
S'mores.
All right.
Nature's napalm.
That's it.
But more anime conventions coming up this fall. October in New Hampshire is another Anime Con. And in November in Vermont is Bakuretsu Con.
These are all indoors, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice little hotels. And then, let's see, in New York Comic Con and Anime Expo is October 11th to 14th. That's Columbus Day weekend in New York City at the Jacob Javits Center. I found, with the Megabus or even the Peter Pan from Providence, you can get there for a day trip. And then for Anime Boston, which is coming up in 2013, it's Memorial Day weekend in May at the Heinz Convention Center. And they also have the dates for 2014 and 2015. In 2014, it's in March, right? And then in 2015, it's in April. And I'm not sure if those coincide with Easter. I haven't really looked that far ahead, but usually it has been coinciding with Easter, except for, I think, next year's Memorial Day, which was one of the early Anime Bostons, was also Memorial Day weekend in Boston. So
Can I give everybody out there just a little quick tip about Anime Boston?
Yeah.
And I learned this the hard way. If you're going to go up only for a day, it's better to buy your tickets in advance as a whole weekend pass.
Yeah.
And because when you get there, the whole weekend pass line on a Saturday or something, there's nobody there, and they still man the booths to admit people and stuff. So otherwise, you end up waiting for literally an hour and a half in line for a one-day ticket.
Yeah.
So I'd rather pay the extra bucks,
and
just
go through right
get
away.
right in.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right.
So.
Right. And really, they at one time they had like a 9 or 11 hour line to get tickets.
Yeah.
So that was a big complaint that they had before. So conventions out there, you get to meet up with fellow fans, you get to cosplay, get your pictures taken.
Get arrested.
You saw some of the footage of ConnectiCon last month. It's a lot of fun, huh?
Right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
All right, so that's it for Anime Daisuki.
I'm listening, James, even though he's not.
I'm listening also.
All right, so we went to this movie premiere at the Providence Place Mall.
You and I went with Calvin.
Mark and Calvin.
Jay didn't go. He was on vacation.
I was on vacation.
That's good.
Right.
Champions of the Deep is written and directed by a Rhode Islander named Baxter Churchville. He had been a part of our group for a few years, and our writers group that we had. He's made this film with the producer from Rhode Island here, who runs a martial arts dojo in Warwick.
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, and Champions of the Deep. So we got to go and we interviewed some of the actors and Baxter there, and check it out.
The Sci-Fi Journal crew is here at Providence Place Mall cinemas for the premiere of Champions of the Deep. It's a local movie that was shot right here in Rhode Island. There's Bob Venturini from Bob's Big Adventure getting in my way. So we're going to talk to some of the crew. Say, Bob, say hello. Come over here, there's a camera.
Was I in your way?
No, not at all. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
We share the studio in Pawtucket, right?
That's right.
That's right. So you're here to see the movie also?
Of course.
It's
Well,
gonna be-
Don Rodriguez is a good friend of mine.
Is he really?
We go
that's right.
back a long time.
You've had him on the show before.
Many times.
Many
he helps
times.
me with the Toys for Tots every year.
Yep, and Christine also?
Christine Bannon Rodriguez, I knew them even before they were married.
Right, good.
Yeah, we go back a long time.
So you're going to talk to some people, and I'm going to talk to some people, and we're going to watch the movie. It's going to be a lot of fun.
There you go.
All right, let's go. Let's see what's going on. Thank you.
All right, with me here is Dana, who's also one of the stars of the film, Champions of the Deep. Tell me about your character.
I play as May Champion, the older sister of Max Champion, which is Tyler Weaver Jr. And I'm just kind of like a bossy older sister, and he's kind of like the adventurous, mischievous younger brother, you know? And that's how we find the Sword of the Sea, and then all that crazy stuff happens in the movie, and then we meet the other character, Caitlin Deschelle, which plays as Calico. And yeah, it's just a brother and sister adventure, so
How long have you been doing martial arts?
I started when I was 3 years old, so I've been doing it for 13 years now.
Excellent, wow. So, and you compete too?
Yes, I've been competing for nationally for 7 years, and as a black belt also. So.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Dana. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is Caitlin, one of the stars of the movie. Hi, Caitlin.
How are you? How's
Okay,
everything?
give me a little information about your role.
All right, so my character, there's the two little kids, of course. They find this whole sword, and then that kind of brings me out, draws me out of the water, and then I'm trying to help them, defeat all the bad guys.
How'd you get cast for the movie?
Well, actually, Don Rodriguez, the coach of Team Paul Mitchell, I'm on his martial arts team, and
nice.
the character, he kind of wanted sword involved in it, and I'm a martial artist. I do sword. I actually compete with sword. That's like my weapon. So they figured I'd be perfect for the role, and it all ended up working out.
Do you live in the area?
I do not. I was born in Miami, Florida, but currently I live in North Hollywood, California.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Good. So this is like the world premiere of this movie?
This is,
Okay.
yes. It's fun. We're here in Rhode Island, and this is actually where we filmed it.
Right.
We filmed on, sorry if I say it wrong, Misquamicut Beach.
Yep,
Yeah, that's where we filmed.
Right.
I did it good. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was cool to actually come back here for the premiere now that this is where we actually filmed it.
Is this your first movie?
This was my first movie actually before I moved out to LA to pursue, acting and stunts.
Yep.
But I have this movie, and then I have a movie with Jackie Chan coming out in December,
nice.
Chinese Zodiac.
Good. Get to use your swords then also? Or?
Yeah, I actually don't do sword, but I am one of the main characters in it.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Caitlin. All right, we're here with Dante Rodriguez, one of the stars of the movie. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
How'd you get cast for this movie?
My dad's the producer, and they were looking for a part of my age. And they had me audition with everyone else, and since I was like the closest lived, and it'd be better for me to do it, they picked me to do the part.
Right. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the character that you play in the show.
He's like a nerdy type. He's the brainy type. He's friends with Max and May, the two main characters. And he's one of the nerdy types. He does karate too, but he's not as good, and he messes up a lot. He's really clumsy and stuff like that.
How long did it take you to do the whole shoot, the whole movie?
There was so much to it. Around a year, maybe more. We had to do a lot because there's people that lives in California, Florida. All the stars were scattered all over the United States. So it took us a while to get everyone back here and to do everything like that.
Cool. Now this is like the world premiere of this movie. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it on the small screen yet, or have you seen it?
Yeah, we saw it in a theater as a secret showing to see how it looks, and it looked really good. So now they're bringing it out and selling tickets and everything.
Do you like seeing yourself on camera, or?
It feels kind of weird, but after a while you get used to it.
Yeah.
At first I didn't like it, but now it's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, nice. Well, I'm excited for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And good luck. All right.
All right, this is James here, and just tell me your name and what part you played.
My name's Chris Rodriguez, and I played the Drek in this movie, the bad guy.
Bad guy. All right, and what kind of, how long did it take to put on the costume and the makeup?
A good half an hour to 45 minutes, pretty much every time. Yeah, it was a process because the suit was heavy, so it took a little while to get it on right, get it fitting, being able to move in it, and all that. So it took
Cool, very cool. And tell me, what martial arts form are you in?
I study an open style of Kempo. I've studied since I was 5.
So you took that as a part of the character, and you used that, play in the fight scenes and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. We've since I was little, we've always tried to incorporate martial arts, like other styles of martial arts, into what we do, and I think you'll actually see a lot of that in the character, because we use multiple weapons, and some scenes are done where there's no weapons, so you'll see a lot of different styles come out of that character in particular.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, we're here with Christine Rodriguez.
Yes.
Okay, and you helped to coordinate all the fighting for this movie.
Right, I did the fight choreography for all the kids and for Keith and the Drek monster, and put everything together, and the weapons, the weapons fight scene and all the stuff on the beach, and it was a lot of fun working with the guys.
How long did you work on the movie?
It was a good month that we worked on it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, and did you have a hand in choosing which kids were going to be in it, or as far as casting?
Yeah, we talked about it, and the skill levels, and Tyler and Dana are just great, and Caitlin and Keith I used to compete against years ago, so it was great being able to work with kids and adults that had so much talent, and being able to put the fight scenes together, so it made it easy for me.
Nice. Now I understand you did your own sci-fi movie a while back too, didn't you?
I did a few, yeah. Sci-Fi Journal was one of the movies with Don Wilson and Cynthia Rothrock.
Okay, cool. All right. So this was a lot of fun. So you've been to movie premieres before.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything that makes this one special as far as working with the kids or anything?
Yeah, it's exciting because it's their first red carpet event, most of them, and it's nice to see them out there and enjoying the spotlight and stuff.
And how's the studio in Warwick? It's doing well, because I live in Warwick.
Yeah, it's doing great. It's doing great. We just remodeled the whole school, and great mats and new roof and everything, so the school's looking good.
Very nice. Okay, thank you for talking to us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're back to Churchville. Who's the main producer
Yes, I'm
of this movie?
director of Champions of the Deep. Marc, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Guys, thank you for being here. James and Calvin, good to see you.
How long did it take you to write this movie?
This movie, I will say, it took between 6 months and a year to actually write the screenplay.
Okay.
Yep, and we went right into production following that, which took maybe, let's say, 2 months. And then the editing took longer than that. So
And what was the inspiration for the movie?
So the inspiration is, first of all, it's the martial artists, it's the kids. Tyler and Dana here, they're among the top young martial arts stars in the country. Their skills are amazing. And I saw them some time ago on an ESPN broadcast of what's called the U.S. Open of Martial Arts. I thought someone has to figure out a movie that will star these kids and feature their great talents. So that's what I set about to do. In that process, I met Don Rodriguez, who turned out to be the producer of the movie. I don't know if Don told you, but he runs an annual martial arts tournament called the Ocean State Grand Nationals. Dana was one of the competitors, and she was really one of the first people we found for the movie to be in it.
Yeah, nice. Now, what was it like for you to film mostly in the Rhode Island area?
I got to tell you, it was fantastic. I mean, that's also part of the inspiration of the story was, we were going to film in Rhode Island, so how do we make the best use of Rhode Island? What's some of the best parts of Rhode Island? The beaches. So we were like, how can we get some martial artists on the beach, and what would be the story where they'd be defending the oceans? And that's kind of how it happened.
That's pretty cool. And it's also neat to think that our little state Rhode Island had a big part to play in this movie because it looks so fantastic on the screen.
I have to tell you, we filmed the whole movie in Rhode Island. We filmed a lot of it on the beaches at Misquamicut Beach. We filmed at a dojo in Smithfield. We filmed at the Crown Plaza, where we did our tournament scene. This is a Rhode Island movie. So any Rhode Islanders will love to see these different scenes, the Misquamicut Beach and the Crown and all these places. Dells makes a cameo.
Right, all right.
Okay, it's, the whole thing.
So it's very nice. Okay, and what about distribution? What's in the plans for that?
So this is our premiere. We're going to be playing here at the Showcase Cinemas for a week, starting Friday. Well, it'll be after that, so this will be after that. But nevertheless, after that, we'll hopefully be in other theaters. I mean, we're just going to test it out this week.
Right. Okay. So we'll make sure we push it for you too. That'll be awesome.
I'm sorry. Can you say again?
We'll make sure we promote the movie.
That'll be great. Marc, it's great to see you guys, and thank you for being here.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay. Okay, so we're about ready to go inside and watch Champions of the Deep, this awesome movie. James and I, along with Drek, the main antagonist in the movie, should be a lot of fun. And that's going to be it from Providence Place Wallace Cinema. Anything else you want to say?
Well, we just want to wish Baxter Churchville and the whole cast and crew of this film, success with this. It's going to be a great movie premiere, something right here from Rhode Island.
Right. What do you think, Drek? Is it going to be an awesome movie?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Back to the studio. And now it's time for toys, props, and other
stuff.
Oh, that was a good one.
You like that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Where we point to things in the wonderful world of collectibles and speaks about them. So, first up.
Right there we have a Harry Potter Uno game. So it's the card game that shall not be named, I guess.
Right. And it's got Harry Potter characters.
Yeah, Harry Potter characters and Uno.
Good.
That's a fun game. Next to that is Sunshine. It's a movie directed by Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle is Oscar winner for Slumdog Millionaire. He also did 28 Days Later and Trainspotting. But he also was the director for the Olympics opening ceremony, which was really good. Mm-hmm. But this is one of his science fiction film that he made, Sunshine, and it's awesome, epic science fiction. I don't think any, there's a lot of other movies, but this one's really stands up there above them.
Okay.
Next to that is a complete collection of tales and poems of Edgar Allan Poe. Got this inexpensively at one of those big stores, I think it was. And then, it's just got all of his stuff. And if you haven't really read...
Fabulous writer.
Yeah. He's like the father of Gothic fiction, horror, American horror fiction.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And stuff like that.
There we go. Okay. Next to that, we have a Shadowrun novel from a couple of years ago, Aftershock. And I brought that in because we just learned that the original creators of the role-playing game Shadowrun from way back in 1989, they just got the rights back. And they're producing a video game, a new Shadowrun video game. It's going to be on all the platforms. It's going to be on PC and Xbox and PS, whatever they got.
Now, do we know if it's going to be an MMO or is it a single player? Or?
It's going to be an MMO.
It is?
Yes. Yep. It's going to be an MMO. It's not going to be anything like the Microsoft version that was put out a few years ago, which PU, that was pretty awful.
Yeah.
It's going to be nothing like that. It's going to be a combination of MMO and combat.
Nice.
Which is really nice. And the people who had put together an online Shadowrun game, they've also got a Kickstarter program to get that thing going as well.
Yeah.
The original Shadowrun computer game I just mentioned was funded by a Kickstarter program. Now Shadowrun Online also has a Kickstarter program to do an online version of this as well.
Nice.
So that should be a lot of fun.
And next to that is the graphic novel V for Vendetta. This is the one that they based the movie on that the Wachowski brothers directed.
Yep,
this is Alan Moore and is it David Lloyd or something?
I believe so.
Yeah. And it's really a very good graphic novel. Yep. And I got it inexpensively at the University of Rhode Island bookstore.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Okay. As always, if you want to get in touch with us, we have a Facebook page and we have a website. It's www.risfc.org. If you want to get in touch with us, our email address is info@risfic.org. Please get in touch with us. We'd love to have you at a future meeting. And speaking of which, because this is the September 2012 show, we're also celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club.
Yeah,
absolutely.
25 years.
We've been around for a long time.
And this is the I guess this is the last piece for Toys, Props, and Other
Last
Stuff?
piece for Toys, Props, and Other Stuff.
This is part of my steampunk costume that I'll be wearing at Aresia this year. Haven't gone in costume to a convention in a few years, and I've been putting this together. It's my steampunk hat. I made the piece of jewelry that's on the front of it. It's got some pheasant feathers on the side and gold braid around it. And I don't know if you can see this. You're not going to get a real good close-up on this thing, but I'll tell you what, I'll do it like this, so maybe you can see it a little better against the top of the hat. It's a set of specialized wings that I also made for a steampunk costume. So this is just, wings are a big theme in the steampunk universe.
Yep.
And so is filigree, and I combined some of the elements, put it together, and just a little creative hobby that I have. So
that's very nice.
Okay, very nice. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks to Susan Soares for paying us a visit and interviewing telling us about Rhode Island Comic Con.
Thanks for Everett Soares for filling in on one of our cameras
Yeah,
today.
very nice. And thanks to Madison Morisseau for helping in also. Okay.
And Ian Kingston, as always, for doing the cameras.
Directing job. Well done, sir.
Yep.
Okay, that's going to be it for this September 2012 edition of Sci-Fi Journal. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in November.
October.
That's what I said. October.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in November, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of Comic Con. That's why I said that.
That's right.
That's in November.
Don't forget Comic Con in November.
Yes.